Back to the Phantom Gourmet. We live in a 24-hour-a-day society, and yet there are only a handful of restaurants around here that are open around the clock. But we found a place that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day, every day. Plus, you've never seen a dessert menu like the Red Arrow Diner. What makes a great diner? Breakfast anytime? Check. Friendly service? Check. Oversized blue plate specials? Check. And what about some amazing homemade desserts? Check, 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 check. If this sounds like your kind of place, then you need to check out the Red Arrow Diner.
The Red Arrow's a blast.
With locations in Manchester and Milford, New Hampshire, the Red Arrow is a 24/7 diner where everything on the menu is homemade and just about all of it costs less than $10. Breakfast standouts range from fluffy omelets to fresh-made waffles topped with peanut butter and chocolate chips. For lunch, try the tender black pastrami or a burger so smothered in rich meaty chili you'll have to use a fork. And desserts at the Red Arrow are a must. From the enormous eclairs and triple-layered cakes to just about any kind of pie you can imagine. The Manchester location has been open since 1922. These days, the walls are covered with plenty of neon and pictures of famous guests. And the counter is always filled with customers who know that whatever comes out of the kitchen is going to be great.
Things get crazy here, and once or twice I've received the wrong meal. I don't complain because what I get is always at least as good as what I ordered.
And here she is, the queen of the Red Arrow Diner, Carol Sheehan. Now, Carol, amazing food at the Red Arrow for a diner, and you serve the whole menu every day, which is crazy. Breakfast at night you can get dessert, whatever you want to do. In my hand is an eclair, perhaps the biggest and most unbelievably delicious eclair in the world. Talk about these things and why they're so big, so fluffy, so delicious.
You are right. They're huge. They're very big. My baker came up with this quite a few years ago. It's made with a nice buttery croissant.
Yep.
And we make our filling with heavy cream right on the stove. I mean, it's just like Grandma used to make.
And you don't just do like the regular, eclair with a kind of vanilla filling. You do all different styles, right?
We have a couple of different flavors. That's the original, and then we also do raspberry. And the raspberry, it comes in two different ways. You can get it with white chocolate ganache on the top or just the regular chocolate ganache.
Oh, my.
They're all very popular.
If someone's watching this right now and they are not craving this, they have to be numb or something. I mean, come on, how can you not want to eat this thing? Of course, listen, I'll get back to another dessert in 1 second. But first, I want to talk about my personal all-time favorite comfort food. To me, comfort food is American chop suey. One of the only things my mother, the fabulous Judy, made really well. This one, I think, might take the cake. What is the secret behind the American chop suey?
Again, everything at the Red Arrow Diner is homemade right there. American chop suey we make every day. I can't even tell you how much we make, but we make tons of it. I know that.
I'm sure.
And it's homemade. It's comfort food. It's definitely a diner, kind of an item.
It is indeed. I mean, it's hearty and it's very, very affordable. You can certainly fill up. You probably have enough to take home with that American chop suey. Now, imagine you're open for all 3 meals, 24 hours a day. And I know a lot of people, they get off work or they've had a late night. They like to, get breakfast. People tend to do that. The hash brown special, to me, is probably the item to get if you want to go to breakfast at the Red Arrow Diner. Definitely not your typical fast food kind of hash browns. You make this into like a meal.
We do. This is one of our original, our original recipe. Whenever I have customers come in, new people that come into the diner, and they're always asking, what do you suggest? I always suggest a hash brown special. We started, the original hash brown special is hash browns grilled on the grill with onions, and then we're experimenting. We put in some chopped ham.
Nice.
And then with melted cheese and served with 2 eggs and toast. And then we said, let's add some other things. So pretty much you can get any variation of a hash brown special.
Right.
Kielbasa, you can get it with our chili.
I like it with the kielbasa. That's definitely the one that I would recommend. And I like the potatoes get nice and crispy right on the griddle. Now, perhaps I buried the lead here because in true fashion, and the Red Arrow Diner is known for taking these, classic foods and kicking them up a little bit. You have made a homemade Twinkie that has become sort of nationally recognized, perhaps the greatest Twinkie ever, but you call them something different?
We call them Dyna-Fingers.
Dyna-Fingers. So what are these things exactly?
Dyna-Fingers basically are exactly that. They're homemade Twinkies.
Yes.
I was fooling around in a book one day and I saw this Twinkie pan and I went, a Twinkie pan? I bought a couple of them. I brought them into the diner, gave it to my baker. I said, fool around with this.
Right.
And the rest really is history. We make it at the Manchester location over 500 a week.
500 500 Dinah fingers a week, and now after this airs, I think you may double it. So it is the Red Hour Diner. Carol Sheehan, you are in Manchester, and then the newer one is where?
In Milford.
In Milford, New Hampshire. Everybody go up, say hi, and get yourself some Dinah fingers. Coming up, if you've never seen a breakfast